Hello everyone, and welcome to Planet Coaster 2, a game that I have waited for ages. It is now finally here, and what you are seeing, guys, is my completed water park that I spent 9 hours on, and I thought I would show it off today on how I built it. This is the first 9 hours of gameplay that I have played in Planet Coaster 2. Enjoy. Right guys, now let's get on to why you are here. Now, you could watch me build this in really slow-mo and we could be here for 9 hours. Yes, I said 9 hours because that's exactly what this first episode length's gonna be. No, it's not. I feel like you guys would die of boredom by that point because, well, when you just play the game at that point, yeah, you probably would. But no, today we are going to be working on a few things. I'm going to summarize them in the early part of this video so you can understand and skip to the section that you want to, look at. So to start off with, we did actually start building the theme park part first. But no, guys. So basically, right, I started building the entrance to the theme park. As you can see, I'm starting to build like the freeways. I do love that you can now duplicate the entrances, which really do help. It means you can build bigger gates. And don't worry, in a future episode, we will build an awesome entrance to this park. Probably going to be amazing. So I had a change of heart when I was near the end of the episode, after the 9 hours, was I changed the name to Worlds of Wonder. And you know what, it sounds really good for a theme park name, because basically it means you have all the different worlds. And the wonder part means is, as the DLCs get added, well, we can then actually make those worlds. We can only make the worlds that we currently have in the game right now. Obviously, we might be able to build some that aren't too different to each other, like you can actually change color pieces and stuff and work around like that. But what I'm saying is there is a way to do a spooky theme, even though there's no spooky, so we can do that. But like the other themes are going to be a bit harder, like space is going to be a hard one for me. But anyway, to start off with, we are messing around with the path tools. Honestly, it was a lot of teething, and this is why it was 9 hours. The UI sucks. Right, I'm going to say that off the bat right now before people get mad. The UI does suck, and it's something you're going to have to learn within this game, because it's the only thing that sucks in my opinion. The UI is the one thing that really annoyed me. But everything else, I can't lie, graphics are great, everything looks fantastic. But yeah, guys, I'm kind of messing about, and you'll probably notice that like there was random bins and stuff. Yeah, you can basically even put paths on the bins. So for lazy people that don't want to place bins later, this is a great way of doing that. Now, we're going to start foundation now, which is basically where I'm going to start making a higher hill. Now, what I will say about this hill is, first of all, it's too high. One thing I'll say in Planet Coaster is the undo button in this game is unreal. I'd actually say it's probably the best feature ever, because there's no amount of undoing unless you restart the game. You can go back so far. It's crazy. This is a much better hill. It's a lot smoother. I wanted to go for an up to trajectory because I don't want the whole park to be flat. Being a full flat park is kind of boring, you know? You want to have that different type of edge to it, you know? Like with Alton Towers, for example, it goes up a little bit. Not too much, but it does go up a bit, you know, to the towers, to Dark Forest, and then it comes down. It just seems better, you know? But yeah, we are currently in the early stages of this park, really early stage. But I thought, you know, to get customers in, because I am playing with money, by the way. I don't like playing on unlimited. I've already explained this, but yeah, I like to actually earn my keep, you know, and feel like I'm a businessman in these things, as well as a creator. I like to be both. I am that boring sod businessman and that creative person. Maybe I would be a good manager. I do not know. Anyway, we are going to start with the first flat ride, Beyonce, whatever this is. Beyond, I cannot pronounce. I do have a problem with reading. But yeah, now we're going to start working on the plaza section. And actually, I am an idiot. And you're going to see, I'm going to show all the idiotic things I do because I think it's funny. What I'm doing right now is I'm building with the normal path tools that I did in 1, where you would just build a nice square round like this, and then you would fill it in, you know, carefully. But I am a complete idiot because what I did not expect that I could do was the stamp tool. And once we actually have this everything set up, I'm going to show you it. The placement, everything going nice. So this looks like old Planet Coaster right now, doesn't it? Yeah, apart from the bins everywhere. I'm not going to lie, the bins are too... What I want to say about the bins is that I think they're too much, you know? I feel like there should be less bins. Also, we're now going to have an annoying time playing around with this queue line because I'm telling you right now, I completely forgot that in Planet Coaster 2, the queue is a lot different to 1, and they need to fix the queue in a way, because you can't do square queues anymore, and I'm very angry about that. So remember when I said there's nothing wrong with Planet Coaster? There's another thing wrong with Planet Coaster as well. So I decided to leave the queue for a bit and finally work on my first shop in this entire park, which is going to be my little burger restaurant, Chief Beef. We're always going to go for the classic Chief Beef that they have in Planet Coaster, but we're going to make our own version of it, you know? We're not going to use the normal little box that they give you. We're going to make a proper restaurant, and it's going to look absolutely sick. Are you ready to see this restaurant? Because I am. Well, I've already built it, but you know what? I'm going to see it again in fast mode, you know, because why not? So yeah, one thing I will like, the scenery is much changed from 1. I say much changed. What I would say is with 1, it was a lot more harder to place stuff down and line things up. In 2, it's a lot easier, and I'm basically just, you know, doing the foundations right now of this particular restaurant, Chief Beef. So it does look a bit boxy at the moment, but you will see, as I am building this, the transformation of the park. And now that I know about the stamp tool, look at what you can do inside. Oh, now this is beautiful. You can actually have a floor inside your buildings now, which means guests can walk in and sit down. I know you could do this in 1, but it was so finicky and so annoying. And I'm basically just going to try and make a nice little restaurant here. I know, we've got a Planet Coaster game, right? We can build endless coasters. We can build endless water parks. But no, the first thing we decided to build in the park of my own creation was a Chief Beef restaurant. You can't write this game. You seriously can't write this game. I'm actually playing around with the new things now. This is a Viking-themed window, and for some reason, it worked really well in the restaurant. Look, it looks quite nice down onto the blocks. It doesn't look too annoying. Oh, yeah, and I'm trying other things as well, but I do eventually get rid of some of these because they are a bit crap. Yeah, I saw go for the whole thing around. And by the way, guys, you'll notice in this build, I'm not copy and pasting anything. It's because I didn't know yet, okay? For any Planet Coaster pros out here, I eventually learned how to build in this game, but it takes a while. In this episode, I don't build anything after this, I don't think. I just use the... Oh no, I do build some things, but I keep messing up, and you're gonna see that quite a lot. Because I know I can copy and paste a lot more, and that's so much more easy if you're having like the same wall on both sides, which you tend to do, you know, because you go for symmetrical, don't you? I was thinking about doing a floor, but then I went against it and went back to here. Now I'm just adding little cargo lift foot bases, and they actually look quite, you know, nice. It's amazing what you can do in this game. There's so many things you can do. Well, I am copy and pasting in a way here, but like, it's not, I could have copy and pasted the full wall if I had removed the door at the front, because basically, it takes time and effort. You know, I could have just copy and pasted, so I gave up for now and went over to here to start making some windows. I was having to play around with what windows to build. I did constantly, you know, keep fidgeting until I found something that I kind of liked. And I went for the white ones in the end. And then I tried all sorts of windows. And you can now scale, by the way, which is awesome. What a feature into the game. We've been asking for this for ages. Scaling the wall. Scaling the things I'm going to be able to build now with this. I was thinking which window to go for. And each one I tried just did not look right with this particular restaurant. But I did just keep framing it up a little bit more. And then I went back and kept deleting them. Kept putting them back. It was a bit of a process. Like I said, it's very teething today, this episode, because I'm new to, it's a new game. I know it's Planet Coaster, but it is a new game, and you're trying to figure out what you're doing. It's kind of difficult. Also, we're looking to put a logo on. Obviously, you know, Chief Beef. What a great... I really wish this place existed in real life. I would so go and see what a Chief Beef burger tasted like. See what... Now... And you notice I give up on a lot of things and I start adding more things all the time because I'm like getting frustrated. So I'm like, right, fine, we'll go back to that later. I'm sure it won't annoy me that it being out of place, still open windows. We tried like the front now because you want to make the front a bit nicer. You don't want it just to be like some square box. Then I just start getting bored of that and I go, right, let's just do the windows now again. And you know, let's go around the whole place. And yeah, I'm trying now to actually make it as... looking realistic as possible, should I say. And each time I'm constantly trying to figure out what I'm doing, and eventually I just go for, got it, we'll just have open windows. I'm sure that won't go I'm sure I won't get annoyed at that either. Yeah, building in this game is fun once you know what you're doing. And when you don't know what you're doing, it is frustrating as hell. And at the moment, because it's very early in the game, what we are, an hour in, I still don't know what I'm doing with these windows. And I'm just figuring out with the scaling tool if I can sort of wing it a bit and, you know, save me some time. And I'm just basically teething around with the windows, trying to figure out which one I want to go for. One thing you'll notice with my series, guys, is I'm not a huge expert, and I learn things as I go along. So if you're in for like if you're just in for a bit of comedy, like trying to figure out how to do things, probably the person to watch, to be honest. Eventually I will become a pro. It doesn't take me that long. I say that, it probably will. And actually now, as you can see, after a lot of teething and a lot of effort, we're actually starting to see some nice little bit of progress here. I went for these windows, popped them in behind the barriers, and as you can see, it's starting to take shape, isn't it? The burger kitchen, the Burger King of Chief Beef Planet Coaster Industries is taking place. I also made a second door, and yeah, obviously have to remove the frame. I'm removing the frame. Remove the frame. You're gonna remove it? Yes, there we go. I don't know if there's a way to actually add a door that opens and closes. I don't think I added that in because I didn't see the point. So you'll probably notice the outside looks good, but the inside looks absolutely terrible. So it's time to start adding a bit of a floor, and we went for a bamboo floor. I'm using a lot of themes and pieces just for one thing here. And yeah, very easy to fill in a floor in this game, especially if you use a grid system. Move it up a bit, job is a good one. Now you can see the inside a bit. You probably notice it looks like an abandoned warehouse at the moment, and that's true. Now it's time to start working on the inside. What are we going to put in the inside exactly? Well, I'm just messing around again, trying to figure out what I could possibly put in here. And you just keep looking, and you look at the different scenery pieces until you finally find something that you like. You then, okay, put some mirrors on the wall. That looks quite nice, you know. But then, well, oh god, yeah, this was a bit annoying with the framework, but we finally get there. Yeah. But yeah, we're basically going through all the different pieces until we find something we like, and we do. We come across a wall decoration which looks sort of like tiling, and honestly, I went for it. I turned it brown, and I went through it. Why did I go for brown? I don't know. I just kind of liked it. It kind of looked nice. A brown little bit of tiling around this place. And you're going to see how magical this is going to look in just a second once we actually start learning how to do this. And yeah, the colouring, as you can see, I'm constantly confirming. And then eventually, I realised something. In particularly, you'll probably notice, you're noticing it right now. The wall is not equal. It's constantly moving, and it's very irritating, as you can see. And as you can see, I am getting very frustrated, like losing my mind, until I realise there's a relative axis you can use, and that just makes all the difference. Look at this. Look at this now. Look how nice this looks now. Proper, symmetrical, looking good. Still trying to figure out how you actually copy and paste in this game. Eventually, we will figure it out fully. In due time. And look, I even put it on over the mirrors, and I kind of liked it. I kind of liked that. I wanted to keep it like that, I guess. Oh yeah, and then you can turn as well in this game and place it a little bit further back, and then we were deciding which colour to go for in the end. I don't actually know what colour I went for. I actually forgot. I forgot. This wasn't part of the script. What colour did I go for in the end? I think it was the blue. No, it was a black. Black, that was it, yeah. I went for black in the end. And yeah, it's looking quite nice, isn't it, for a restaurant now? I mean, it's not perfect. You know, nothing's ever perfect in any walks of life. But, you know, I do what I can. This is my first ever Chief Beef build. I'm sure there will be more to come with way better ideas on what I'm doing. But, you know, for an early build in Planet Coaster 2... a nice restaurant build. This is starting to look quite nice. I know. Why am I building a restaurant? Why am I not building coasters? Because I'm playing with money. And when you play with money, it means you have to play this game a lot differently. You got to focus on the business side of things as well. Very, very, very important. I am actually amazed how this has worked. Now, we're going to need a back door for the staff, obviously. But yeah, guys, yeah, so now, like he said, we're going to start adding a door area for our staff. And obviously trying to figure that out is difficult because there's windows in the way, and windows in the way is going to be a problem there. So there's chances are I probably just forgot about it. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. We made a drink thing, and then we thought, let's just go on with the important stuff now. You know, the fun stuff you want to add in a restaurant. And let's find some tables. No, never mind. We're not there yet. We're doing the outside. And this took a little bit of time, actually, to figure out. Because what would be the perfect size outside for these little things? It's a bit difficult, isn't it, when you've got these annoying planks in the way digging into the restaurant all the time. It's difficult. It's always been a tricky thing, Planet Coaster, lining things up properly. Still seems remaining 2, which is a bit annoying, but I can deal with that because we all learn to adapt to our surroundings. Trying the scaling tool now, it's a bit tricky. But eventually, I delete them all and go bigger. And we tried bigger options. And now we're going to look at lining up properly. So here we go. Let's see if I get this right first time. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Next one. Okay. Oh, that's looking good. Okay. Eventually you do figure out what you're doing. You just, and then, oh, no, don't do, no, you had it, Will. You had it. Looking back, I actually had it the first time, and then I don't know what I did then. I guess I just started getting very frustrated. I really think I should have just gone with the first option, and then I didn't. Oh, yeah, and then, another thing in this game, which is really fun, is eventually you will have to think about power, and we're making power generator to power things, and the power sign does not, like City Skylines, doesn't go away and tells you, hey, get power to this now, or I'll break your face. Basically, the terminology is what they're using, and they will not shut up about it until you actually get rid of it. But I decided to ignore it for now and built some nice tables. Have you noticed how many times I just give up on things and then change things around all the time? I just this didn't work, so I'm going to come back to this later. Let's keep the progression going. The reason I do this is so that the video doesn't get stagnated on one thing, and eventually we can just move on. Plenty of bins in there. I made sure I stacked that place out with bins, not messing about with the bin selection. Right, I was looking at other tables and chairs to place. I thought that would look quite nice. Lots of places to eat there. I also forgot to put a guest bathroom in there. A few light bulbs now going down. You gotta have light in here. You gotta have light. Time to put the floor back down. And now, time for my favorite part about this game. There's wall lights. There's ceiling lights. Look at these lights. These are awesome. Proper lights that you would have inside buildings. I'm pretty sure they're floodlights, but they look like ceiling lights. Modern hanging light. No, they're just modern hanging lights. Yeah, these weren't in one. As far as I know, they weren't in one. Unless I am just dumb. It's possible that as well. But they really do light up this restaurant. It's kind of nice. I can't believe it's been 24 minutes. This was like 3 hours of gameplay, and this is all I've achieved. Planet Coaster 2 is a game of patience, and if you don't have the patience to play it, you can play it fun, I guess, and just build coasters without theming and stuff. You can do that, but I don't know. Now I'm just working on design. Just, you gotta make it interesting in here. You can't just have it just plain old little AC units on both sides. Gotta keep everyone nice and cool. Look at this. I'm going all out here in the detail side of things. Look at it. I'm really proud of myself here. Alright guys, so let's get started with the kitchen area that we're going to be adding here. And it's going to be very, very simple. So I didn't want to waste too much time at all. Basically, grab the stuff from Chief Beef, like the wooden bit. Attach it to the main area. Put some roofing scaffolding on. This is really, really quick. I didn't want to waste too much time on this because basically it's just an extension. I already made what I was already making. So I could have copied and pasted. Working out with the old circles in Planet Coaster and never been kind ever. And then yeah, there you go, nicely good. I mean, I put a window in the kitchen. Don't normally have window, do you? Yeah, I suppose you do have windows in the kitchen. As you can see, it's very rough, very quickly done. I didn't want to spend too much time on this. And now let's go back to the video. Right, guys, so we have got our first restaurant. We got a guest service, we got a toilet, and we got a flat ride. Yep, it's not the most exciting park in the world, but we only are starting and not really going to get much done in episode 1 if I want to get this video out as soon as possible. What we are going to do now, though, is we're going to work on a pool. We are going to add pools in because, obviously, why the hell would you not? And I think the first time, the draw tool is looking like a great option here because we can build some good pools. So, time for the teething part of this episode now, working out how the pools work. This is extremely one of the hardest things I ever had to do in Planet Coaster, but actually is probably one of the most simple things to do once you figure out what you're doing. Now, I'm not going to be honest, guys. I'm going to be very honest, right? You've seen the start of this video. You saw what I made. It looks nothing like what you're about to see. And that's true, because this is teething. And basically, I needed to figure out what the hell I was doing first. So, I made the most generic poolside experience you could ever make first to understand what was going on. And it turned out to be a good idea at the start. So we're just going to show you about this generic thing, and we're going to keep it as short as possible. That's why I've sped it up quite a bit. So I'm making a pool, and I'm making some slides, okay? I'm trying to figure out the slide system. And honestly, I do like it. And I went straight for a random drop slide to start off with, just to see, you know, see how easy the controls were. And to be honest with you, they're not bad. They're not that hard at all to use. You've got to be, obviously, precise with it. But what I will say is, don't think too much about these slides. They are just water slides at the end of the day, and the guests don't really care how they go as long as they get into a pool of some kind. And obviously, to me right now, it seems that pools are quite broken in the game, as you're about to find out, because when I put a slide down and added all these things, you can see I'm being as quick as I can here with really fast motion. This was very, very, very quick indeed. It seems quick, but it took a long time in game life, but I learned a lot about pools during this little brief thing. But I wanted to show you anyway, because there's some catastrophe things in here that would never have worked. Like this slide, for example, is never going to function. The ring is not going to go down or ever reach the pool, ever. But because I was just trying to figure out slides and didn't understand gravity at all, I thought, cool, I'll make this amazing red slide with all these amazing features on it. And of course, that's definitely going to function. You know, it's definitely going to make it down, until I started testing the damn thing. And then basically, yeah, it just didn't work at all, did it? Obviously, I'm still messing around with the pass system, trying to make the perfect little pool plaza as well, making more pools as well. It was a very, very teething experience, this. And honestly, though, I had to show you this part of the video. I could easily have cut this out and gone straight for the cool stuff, you know, straight for the awesome thing that I do end up building. But I did want to show you this first, because actually, if I didn't make this first, I don't think I'd actually be able to make the other park that I did make. Messing around with the power now, just trying to get the power on, because honestly, we need power. And obviously, eventually, you're probably wondering, what about water as well? Yeah, we're probably going to need water as well at some point. But first, yep, it's time to just get the cosmetics out. The changing rooms need to be started now. So get those up. Use the generic one. I think at this point, I was like, I wanted to start making money, because as you can see, I'm up to 66,000, which is still quite a lot, but not a lot to build a coaster, which was my theory at the time, thinking I was being able to make a coaster as well as a water park in the same episode. Yeah, just never aim that high ever with your videos, ever, because that's a lot to do. And as you can see, this is already, what, 3 hours in, and I'm making the most generic pools possible you could ever think of. We probably can open the park now. I think we need to, because we need to start earning money. So, pool prices, I think a $5. I don't know how, like, good everyone's going to be here. Oh, lifeguards. How can I forget about lifeguards? Also, yeah, now that people are going to go for pools and stuff, aren't we going to need, like, pool extras in here? Like, where are the seats? Come on, Will. Come on. What are you doing? What are you playing at? Right, so we're going to continue to work on this monstrosity of my teething pool, but you'll probably notice the number in the corner. Yeah, money's going up. And I sort of thought to myself, yes, I did waste all this time making this very monstrosity of a water park. You know, very generic. Looks like something from Cheadle Hume. But what I'm saying is, right, is technically this did work out for me, because I'm making buck right now. 72,000 and counting, going up. So yeah, obviously it's working, and people are using the ride as well. You know, they're using both. It's useful, and I'm obviously got rid of that monstrosity that I built earlier, because obviously it wasn't working, and built a new slide instead. This was a mat slide. I think this was a mat slide. Was it a mat slide? I actually can't remember. No, this was a body flume. Body flume. Was it, or was it a mat slide? It looks like a mat slide. I can't actually remember which one I did here. Yeah, it is a mat slide because it didn't actually go in a pool. And honestly, this slide wasn't too bad. I actually thought this slide was all right. You know, for what it was all right. But yeah, as you can see, guys, making buck. I mean, we're obviously spending money as well, so we're going down, but we're also going up. If we just left it running, the money side of things were going really well. But obviously, you know, we were making buck. People were swimming. And we were obviously trying to make decorations and stuff, obviously like you do. Discovered the scenery brush and decided, you know what, this was the one thing I did like about the park, and this is what did stick in the final result, was the scenery rock wall that I put around the entire park. And as you can see, that did look good, and I was very happy with that. But yeah, I was making money, things were going alright. In my brain at the time, I thought, this is alright, this looks fine. It should be fine. All right, guys, it's time. It's finally time to do the park that you guys saw in the pre-show, which was just the start of the video. Now, welcome to, finally, Valhalla Falls. This is it. We are going to finally make the park that you want, the thing you saw at the start. But I wanted to show the teething because I really thought it was important for you to understand how I got 92 grand in the first place, rather than, you know, well, how have you got this much money, Will? Well, there you go. That's how I did it. I just, you know, abused pools, and it worked really well for the time being. Right, so what we're going to do, guys, is the entrance part now of this Valhalla Falls, and we're starting off pretty cool, okay? So I'm trying to make, in the front bit here of the entrance to this water park, is a nice watery lake sort of thing with rocks. And you know what? I'm thinking this is the sort of thing you guys want to see. And I actually like how water works now. Water in this game works so much better than it did in 1. There's no more of that annoyance. Trying to be lazy with the scenery brush first. Probably realised that very quickly that I can't be lazy in this game that much, I would say. Being lazy just doesn't really get you anywhere, to be honest. But yeah, as you can see, I'm building the rock formations, and I've obviously slowed it right down here, guys, so you can see what I'm doing, because this is kind of important, you know. I'm actually doing detail now. I'm not just, like, time-lapsing a really crap Cheadle-Hume park. I'm actually doing something quite more challenging and harder, and more tropical, more interesting. So, yeah, we're just playing around with the Viking stuff, actually, and the rocks, because what I wanted to do was build a Viking water park, because I saw the Viking theme and thought, why not use the Viking theme? We've not, you know, it's a new theme, let's use it. And you can see it's starting to really take shape. You've got the nice rocks in the water, and look at the tropical clear water effect as well. It looks like a normal swimming pool, like you're in the Caribbean. It looks so cool. I'm loving this. This is loving. I really did like this. And then, of course, the bridge over. And we're trying to figure out what sort of thing to use. I went for wood in the end, and I'm just basically, you know, trying to get the right bridge, the right angle, everything, as we walk into this magnificent watery paradise. There you are. That's the word I was going for, paradise. I really need to turn off the benches thing, which I think I actually do. But yeah. Now let's just keep working on detail. Obviously, a lot of teething still. Obviously, we're still quite new, but we're at least understanding how this game works a little bit more now. I cannot wait to start doing roller coasters and stuff in next episode. That is just going to be... oh, God. Stay tuned for the fireworks for that one. I don't know if it's going to go well or not, but yeah. Right, now I'm going to start working on some rock sculptures. I'm just trying to make if I can maybe make some fountains, but it's a bit tricky, the rocks in this game, because they're so big, all of them. Not many are very small. You can get small ones, but I think they're too small. But then I thought maybe I could just scale the small rocks. Yeah, I could do that instead. That probably would have been a better thing to have done. Right, guys, I'm going to start working on the bridge now. And you know what? There's a few good fences to work with. You've got the Viking post, the resort frame, which I did go for in the end. And, of course, again, I could have copied and pasted a lot more rather. But I did do it one at a time because I wanted to be precise with it. I wanted to make sure that it was actually looking nice. And it did, you know. You just got to keep turning with the advanced tool. If you want to know how to use the advanced tool, if you're watching, just click X. It's a quicker thing than actually clicking the button. And it's super useful. And then press Control X to actually copy. And you can see it just works a treat. Nice and easy. In the event, I actually didn't use the advanced tool. I just used the same piece over and over again on both sides. What I'm going to be doing in this part a lot more, which I didn't do in 1. You didn't see a lot of me playing 1, to be honest. It was mainly offline. I didn't see the point of making videos on this at the time. I'm kind of regretting that because, you know, I really wanted to do 1, but my performance just never would hold up. But in 2, performance just seems so much better. So I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of Planet Coaster videos. You know what, guys? I'm expecting to release this at least once a week. It's the sort of thing where you've got to build. You've got to actually build things and do things. As you see, it wouldn't normally be 9 hours. I'd say more like I would do 4 hours of content for you guys once I got up to speed with the game. The reason it was 9 is because I just didn't know what I was doing. I didn't understand if this was going to be the same game or not. It's similar, but there are a few different things to tease and get used to. The UI, for example, is horrendous, like I keep saying, but everything else is polished to a bit. I am going to address the little elephant in the room, though, if you guys are wondering. So the Space World doesn't. None of the old themes are in Planet Coaster 2 as of current recording. I have a feeling. I hope they don't do this, but I have a feeling they will. They're going to sell it as DLC, and I am scared to life about that, because that can be the death of a game. And I don't want Planet Coaster 2 to die just because they're selling the same game, the same DLC. Again, I hope they come up with new stuff. I want them to add the old stuff in for free. That should be 3. It should come in for 3, and if that's the case, that's fine. I know I'm rambling on about the DLC, and you're probably wondering what I'm doing, but you can see what I'm doing as well. I don't have to talk about everything in the game, do I? You know, I'm making a cool little Viking little entrance waterway in, you know, and it's starting to really take shape. I'm kind of liking this. But yeah, I really hope they don't sell it as a DLC, because I will be fuming. I will be mad as hell with that. I do not want... The problem is I am a bit hypocrite and probably would buy it, and that's the thing. I just hope they don't do it. I hope they don't just cash grab and put the same scenery in. They've got to be a little bit more better with everything, I feel like. They've got to do new stuff. Like they have, I suppose, you know, the Viking is new. Viking is new. Like, it wasn't in 1, so that's cool. Aquatic is not in 1, it's in 2. So hopefully they add the old ones in for free and then add new ones. You know, that's kind of what we want to see, you know, new DLC. Everyone's fine with new DLC. It's old DLC that I have a problem with, okay? But everything else, perfectly fine. No problem with that at all. So still working on this entrance, and I'm just, you know, trying to make it as nice as I possibly can, you know. I really have been changing this up. And I finally went for these Mediterranean rocks on the floor here to make a nice little baseline. Looking good, isn't it? It's looking very nice. This took 30 minutes. Not 9 hours, because guess what? I know what I'm doing now. I know what I'm doing. So I'm actually being able to build cool things. I went for ladders. I don't know, for some reason the ladders went really well. And I thought, you know, let's put one in the floor. You know, like it's an abandoned little ladder that's fell over into the floor, never been picked up. Just these little features, guys, can make all the difference in how a ride looks in the end. Obviously, this isn't a ride, it's a water park entrance, but you get the picture, is what I'm trying to get here. And also, it's time to actually build the sign now, the Valhalla Falls sign, which I don't actually put a sign on, because I actually don't know the name of the water park right now. Now, Worlds of Wonder Resort is going to have a water park in called Valhalla Falls and Water World. So, basically, yeah, there's going to be worlds inside Worlds of Wonder Resort. That is what it is. It's World of Wonder Resort, but I couldn't put Resort in the title because it's too long for YouTube. It's Worlds of Wonder, and it's a great little, it's a great park, a great resort to come and spend your time. And yeah, I'm obviously thinking about putting the sign up, but I don't even know what it's called yet, because I don't know at this point. I only know now after I've built everything. But yeah, the bridge is looking pretty cool. Everything, I would say, this is looking way better. You'll probably notice in the background that the water part still remains the old bit. That's so I can keep making money. Look, 108, I built all this, and I'm still making money. By the way, pools need toning down. For some reason, they are so easy to exploit, and I didn't realize at the time that I was actually exploiting. I didn't do this on purpose, by the way. I just made pools, and it sort of worked. Right, so it's now time to start building the changing rooms for this water park, because obviously, if, you know, you need to be able to get changed. If you can't get changed, then how the hell are you ever gonna, you know, go to a swimming pool or anything? I guess you could come in your trunks, but then how would you want to go, you know, do the theme park afterwards if you wanted to go do the theme park that doesn't exist yet, but will exist soon? Yeah, we're basically building changing rooms right now. I mean, I wanted to go for realism, I guess, but then I thought, you know what? It's my first park. It's my first park. Let's just get the boring stuff out of the way quick as possible so we can get on with the fun stuff, which is the coasters, the water slides, and all the cool little theming features. As much as I would love to actually make a full changing room and put like the actual things in, we will probably do that at some point. But I feel like, because it's my first part, and it's quite new, the game, we want to explore all the features as quick as possible, right? Can we all agree there that we all want to explore the features as quick as possible? So I thought, you know what, we'll just go for generic huts, which look okay. Viking themed, of course. Gotta be all Viking themed. Gotta feel that Viking theme experience, as this is Valhalla Waters. Great name for a theme park, may I add. Water park, may I just add. Definitely came up with myself. Didn't use ChatGPT or anything. So I thought I'd speed this up a little bit more, as we're just building changing rooms right now. Adding a little bit of foliage and like, you know, life to it. Because I wanted to actually get on with the main reason you're here. The water park. The actual part that matters, you know. So we're clearing out the old park that was our money maker at the time. You didn't see the lazy river. I didn't show it because it was the same old stuff I was doing before, just messing about with stuff that I already did. So I didn't want to show all that. But what I did want to show is, obviously, I finally figured out duplication. I finally figured it out. And look at it. I duplicated the exact same structure and it worked out perfectly. And now we can finally work on the next part of our adventures. We've got the changing rooms done. We're figuring the paths. We're just adding foliage to both sides to make it look a little bit nicer, you know, before we work on the main part. That's why I've sped this up to 1,000 by changing the clip speed. Really easy thing you can do. If you ever want to learn editing, guys, there's a little tip for you. Change clip speed to speed up things that you don't want to show for too long but still want to show. It's called speeding up. I'm explaining very, very, very simple editing tactics here, but yeah, you get the idea. Right, anyway, let's get on to the main event now, shall we? Psych! Not yet. We still got a lot to do before we go anywhere near doing the water park. And obviously, that's why I've put timestamps if you want to skip all this boring stuff of me just making random stuff. No, we've actually got to do more of this entrance first. So yeah, we're going to start like adding more things to the changing room, like lights to the changing room windows. I probably should have done, like I said, I could have just done one first and then I wouldn't have had to do this. I could have duplicated both of them and we could have been on our way with the next thing. But we are going to be on our way with the next thing now, guys, because we are now going to start building the wall to the water park. Now, you need a wall, obviously, because otherwise anyone could access it. And if anyone could access the water park by walking over and then they're there, they kind of don't have to pay, do they? I mean, security could be there maybe, but a lot of people would sneak through. That's why you need a wall. A wall is very, very important. And we're messing around with the Viking wooden pieces here, trying to figure out what would be the best wall for keeping out intruders. No, you need a wall as well, just in case, you know, random murderer decides to want to come in. They have to pay then. At least they'll have to pay before they murder people. I know that sounds very dark, but, you know, you get the, you get the picture. Oh, God. I'm going to hell. Right, anyway, let's get this started, shall we? So, nice little wall all the way across. So I did go for a full wall and then deleted it because I didn't like it, and then did it again. And this time, I used the wall as a guide so that I could then actually turn it easier like that. Instead of using the circle pieces, you do that instead. There you go. Look at that. Wall's in place. Of course, we're not just going to leave it as a generic wall. That'd be boring. We've got to add some detail. And, of course, we go around until we find something that we actually like to use. And I go through the various different scenery pieces until I find something that I kind of like. And once I find something I kind of like, it's all about, you know, finding the right size. And then with the scaling tool, the right color. And finally, we go with the Viking wall decoration stone trim. And then, look, you just add it all along the wall. And it looks really, really nice, doesn't it? It's amazing that this game is a theme park water park, but you can theme something so detailed. It's actually incredible. One was incredible, by the way. You could do more in one still, by the way. I will stress this enough. There are not enough theming pieces in the game currently right now to warrant to play 2 over 1, unless you actually don't want to lag every 5 seconds. But the reason I'm playing 2 is because of the Viking themed and the water park theme and the water parks. Plus, well, it runs smoother as well. You know, that's always a big plus. So hopefully we will get the other themes added pretty soon. For free. For free, mind you. Gotta be for free. We did just pay for it once. I'm not paying for the same thing again twice. Unless they did add the new themes in and added new stuff to the themes. I could get that. I would be on board just about with that. But I can't stress enough that DLC pisses me off, and they should just reveal a complete game off the bat. Then add DLC to be even more exciting, you know? But in the base game, you should have a lot in the base game. Also, you'll probably notice right now, I'm starting to be a little bit lazy. Because I feel like I'm getting to that point now where I want to build something that's not theming. And basically, I'm starting to just add in houses. Oh, no, I deleted it. No, apparently I didn't. No, it looks like we're still going back to things that are mine and I made. Yeah, like walls. So yeah, now it's time to add the fencing in. I put some fence on top of a big piece of wall just so it feels a bit taller and more grand. So people can't just jump over. And actually, having wooden fencing, it's quite sharp jumping over that. So I would not jump over that, personally. Also, it means I don't have to place fence really high. And you see this at water parks sometimes. They use little wood fencing around just to stop people entering. You can use barbed wire as well, but that's a bit barbaric, and I'm pretty sure you can't do that now anyway. Or electric fences, maybe, if you get permission. But I don't know why you would have electric near water, because if you have electric near water, then you might have some real problems. You get it. You gotta be careful what sort of fencing you use. So wooden fencing with spikes is always good, because the only reason you would ever get in trouble is if someone tried to jump over and then injured themselves. But then that's them being stupid, isn't it? Anyway, we're getting off the point of topic that is Planet Coaster. And yeah, we're now starting to use beams, by the way. Beams to really, you know, detail the fence up even more. It's amazing how long you can just spend on one fence detailing things. This is why with this game, I have decided to go full voiceover and only show a few things live. Because it really is that game where you've got to concentrate, you've got to build your stuff. And you can't really be commentating while you're building because you're trying to think. Thinking requires patience and obviously being quiet and thinking what to build. So this is why voiceovering is perfect for an entertainment point of view. You can now see what I'm doing, I can tell you what I'm doing, and we can also ramble on about random things that have nothing to do with the video for entertainment purposes, you know? Alright, yeah, and also got a little bit carried away, thought, this open entrance isn't enough. Let's enclose it a little bit by adding some wall pieces to the top here, and then trying to figure out how to actually do that without it looking stupid. Always something that's very tricky in this game is not making things look stupid, because you can make things look stupid, really stupid easily. Trying to not swear here. Stupid and stupid, you know, basically, yeah. Not making things stupid in this game is hard work because of the scenery, and the lack of grid systems really makes it hard to make things symmetrical unless you actually use the grid for what you want it to use for. But if you want to build something diagonally, it's kind of difficult. But yeah, I should really use grid more. Grid probably will help in a lot of things, but not with scaling though. That's the only problem with scaling. You can't use grid in scaling. You'll probably notice I'm adding little pillars in here, trying to figure out if that would actually look good or not. Do I actually keep this? I actually can't remember if I keep this or not. See, this is what I mean. Watching this back with you guys really does make me think, what did I actually thinking at the time? Why did I do it like this? And why did I think this looked okay? Stuff like that, just, you know, you learn more from watching, I've noticed, rather than playing. Is that a word to assume? Yeah, I get rid of that because I knew that looked stupid. Then we try a roof, and there's like, no, you can't do that because that'll just dig into the floor and look really weird. I think I just teased with this for a while, guys, because, yeah, this is taking quite a long time to figure out what I'm doing. So in the end, I decided to just leave how it was and didn't touch it then, and finally started working on some slides. I put a generic one down first, just so we could get the guests coming into the park and actually start making money. I know I still have the other ones, but they're not actually attached. But yeah, I actually paused the game now because I thought 100,000 was enough to just keep it on pause. And I basically wanted to test the queue system a little bit and added a little plaza section in, but needed to remember that I didn't want to build things too big, right? The mistake I made in the first water park was I just had everything too vast and too wild. Water parks are generally quite small. They're not meant to be large. They're not a theme park. Because the difference is water parks have pools and all that sort of thing, so you can't really have massive walks because you're in barefoot, right? And when you're in barefoot, I don't know about you, but I don't want to be walking 10 miles to a water slide. So it's kind of important that we just make sure that we don't go too mad with the queues and too far with the queues, because if we do that, we're probably going to get complaints, my feet hurt, constantly. So it's kind of important that, yeah, and then I start making the queue line, because of course it's still my theme parking kicks in, and I think, right, well, we need a queue line now for a water slide. Yeah. They do exist, but I wouldn't, like, make them too big. Like, they can't be massive. Like I said, you're in barefoot. You're not going to want to walk far. No one's going to want to walk far in barefoot. So it's very important that we don't have huge queues and long distance of travel, because I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't go to that water park. I may be shocked and probably see in Europe, if I ever visited a water park, oh my god, this place is huge. Maybe they have nice comfy carpets to lay your feet on as you're walking. I don't know, but you can't go miles. And that's why I decided to build this tiny little area of park before the water park only, because the main event obviously is going to be the theme park in Worlds of Wonder Resort, but there are going to be water park areas. I might decide to build another water park inside this resort as well at some point. The copy and paste feature, isn't it just grand for fences? So useful for fences. Honestly, just the best thing ever for fences. As you can see, I'm starting to literally, I think I'm now confident enough to clear out this completely and start working on the main part of this water park now. So I'm not going to let you wait any more longer. I think I've done enough on the end, on everything now. Like the entrance, the little generic slide has been added. Let's finally do what you guys are here for. The water park. The actual water park. Not the fake water park. It's amazing how I used a very crappy Manchester Cheadle Hugh themed water park to get me loads of money. And now we're going to finally build the main one. And we're going to start big here. We're going to build a wave pool. A wave pool, yes, guys. And still teething with the pool thing. Still haven't figured out what to do with anything to do with the pools yet. So, yeah. The plaza is now set. We are now building a simple little pathway towards the wave pool. And first of all, we're going to have to solve this big problem that we're having here. And I'm just figuring out how pools work. This is why we're, you know, sort of just turning and using the draw tool. And I'm like wondering what the hell's going on. Why is none of this working? Yeah, probably getting very frustrated. I wasn't actually talking at the time, though. This was thinking frustration. That's why I'm not showing it live, like I'm not my live commentary. I'm just me just talking to you after the fact. I think you could kind of guess that this is a voiceover, and if you don't know this is a voiceover, well, I'm very impressed. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, got to start foundation everything out, make sure it's nice and flat. The thing with water parks is you're working with pools, right? So the area that your pool is, it's got to be flat. You can't have unflat pools, unfortunately. It's not a thing. I don't think. I could be wrong. Maybe you can have downward pools, but yeah, flattening out the area, make sure we actually can build a wave pool, because if we can't build a wave pool, then, you know, we're not going to have a nice wave area to, you know, have our go. I love wave pools in real life. I think they're great. I do wish they made, like, proper ones, like, you know, like Atlantic Ocean wave pool would be really fun. Could bodyboard then and surf. You don't have to go to the beach. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Not have to do that. Not have to go to the beach to surf or bodyboard. Fantastic. So yeah, as you can see, I'm just working. People seem to be in my pool. No, they're not. It's because when I pause the game, they're all just there, like, wondering where the pool is gone. This game is so funny in a way. It's quite funny. Finally, though, we're going to start building the wave pool. And as you can see, I'm using the drawing tool right now, and there are such an easier way of doing it, which I'm going to reveal in a minute. Once I catch up with, you know, figuring out how pools actually work. What I would suggest, guys, is, right, if you're ever going to do a pool, don't do what I'm doing. This is not the way to do it. This is the worst way you can make a pool. So I'm trying. Yeah, there's like, oh yeah, I could just do that, couldn't I? Maybe for once we should just use the grid system. You know, the grid system that's put in the game to actually help you build things, rather than neglecting it all the time, would be ideal. And I'm still not doing it, and I'm getting frustrated watching me not do it. And this is in fast motion. So yeah, finally, get the stamp builder. Let's build the pool. Oh, look, the grid system. Look at this, guys. Oh, and they can make it swimming, diving, and look, it's your traditional wave pool. Look at that. Look at that. Now we're going to have the wave things in. Oh, wait, they're not working. Why are they not working? Oh, yeah, that's another thing. I actually don't know why they're not working. This was another thing that I had to figure out. Why is it not working? Oh, maybe it's because I can't use diving pool, and that's kind of the case, but you still can't place it there. And they was like, oh, okay, maybe I can use diving then. Well, is it the terrain? What is it? What's causing this problem? What is actually causing it? Does anyone know? And then I just go, right, maybe it needs to be a bit deeper dive pool. And then finally, guys, we got the wave pool. The wave pool was finally online, and we had the generic wave pool done. But now it's time. It's time, guys, for the detail. It's time to figure out how we can transform this wave pool into a tropical paradise. So, are you guys ready for the transformation from a generic wave pool into a tropical paradise? Starting with Mediterranean rocks. Placing in a few rocks in. Rocks are your friend in this game. I have noticed that rocks are such a friendly aspect of Planet Coaster 2. They really are a thing. Again, we're teaming around, figuring out what are we actually going to build to make this amazing. We started with a few things. We were thinking, right, maybe rocks, maybe walls. Gave up. No, we didn't give up. Don't worry. I was a tease. We're not going to give up. We're going to finally do this. You know, we're not messing about. I wanted a tropical wave pool. You're going to get a tropical wave pool, and that's what we're doing. So I'm going to use, whenever I find out what piece I want, that, yes, the Viking fence is going to go up first. Nice little easy. It looks a bit stupid, doesn't it, at first? Again, trying to be lazy with the scenery brush. You're going to see a lot of this. I actually think I do leave this section here. Yeah, for once I actually thought, you know what, I'm going to be lazy. That actually worked out pretty well. Sometimes it doesn't. Add another wall on top. There you go. Look at that. So it's sort of looking a little bit more tropical. Obviously, got to put the palm trees in. We're going for a tropical paradise. You got to go for a palm tree. You know, it's law. You know, and then I actually thought this looks cool. Yeah, let's put wall around the pool. Then it doesn't look like a generic pool anymore. It's starting to feel a lot more like a tropical paradise. I'm going to stop saying the word tropical paradise before you all punch me, because it's probably annoying you that I'm saying the same thing. Again, being lazy with the scenery brush. Can everyone not? Can anyone see why the scenery brush is so useful? It saves so much time. I'm pretty well in one. If I was new to this game, this would took about 14 hours to have built rather than 9. You know what? I'm not even going to count this as 9 hours. I think actually once I got to grips with the game and actually started building the proper park, I think it only took 4 or 3. I'm pretty sure. Because just trying to figure out, oh, look at this now. Making, oh, you know what, little pirate ship on top there. Hey, looking good, isn't it? Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. I mean, I think it's looking good. You might tell me, well, this is a piece of crap. And here comes the laziness. I'm just using the generic pieces because they're just nicer. They're so much nicer than whatever I would build. So I'm not going to lie, I'm just going to use them. Why would you not use them? They're there in the game to be used. Let's just use them. And they look cool, don't they? They do. Nice depths in the wave pool there. It's looking pretty sick, this now, I'm not going to lie. I'm laughing because, you know, I didn't build it myself, this technically, but it is there to be used, so. And, of course, the wall idea was my idea, you know, putting that in. That was pretty cool. Look at this, how I've transformed this wave pool, by the way. Look how nice this looks. And, of course, yeah, more scenery brush, more generic things going in. You say generic. It looks good, though, doesn't it? You know, you can't deny that it does look good. And then I'm just going through all the pieces thinking, what else could I put here to make this even better? Because one thing in Planet Coaster 2 is that I've noticed you do spend a lot of time figuring, how can I make this even more themed than it actually already is? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And obviously, yeah, let's just be lazy and just put the wall a bit further back so the pirate ship sort of sets on top, looking down at the customer as they're in the wave pool. You know, starting to look really cool. And then, of course, why not stop there? Why don't we make the floor as well? The floor, make it wood. Make the floor wood. And then, yeah, look at this, guys. You can really hide what the pool looks like. Because the customers don't actually go down this far, you can get away with adding wood at the bottom here. And it kind of looks like a better floor then. Oh, copy and paste tool. The best feature in this game by far. And the undo tool as well. And all of a sudden, look at that. Nice plaza added. We're getting there. Things are looking nice. Things are looking good. Things are looking like they should be. Not some generic Cheadle Hume pool. I'm not trying to slate Cheadle Hume pool, but it is just literally a pool inside. Well, technically it was outside. But yeah, you know, it feels like a theme park / water park rather than it just being a pool in your local pub. I don't know why I said pub, but yeah, you get the picture. I was thinking, how could I get rid of this blue? I guess I could tilt it and stuff. But you know what? I do what I always do in Planet Coaster. There's always bits you miss, and you miss them, and you just leave them, and you just forget about them, I guess. But yeah, I'm figuring out what else could I put. And now it's time for the sun loungers. You know, if you like sunbathing, I don't. I don't know why anyone would like sunbathing. I hate the sun. If something you need to know about me is I hate the sun. The sun is a nuisance to me. I just need it for light. That is it. Nothing else. I don't want to be warmed by it or anything like that. I don't want to be burnt. I hate the sun. And something you have I've having to live with every summer. It's very painful to actually, you know, live. I don't like summer. I don't like insects, like wasps and stuff. They just, yeah, the sun, I just don't like the sun. But it's funny that it's kind of ironic because I'm making a tropical paradise, but I don't like the sun. Yeah, I know, it does sound weird. Anyway, so that's it. The wave pool is finished. That's pretty much that done. Next, though, obviously, there's not just a wave pool. Obviously, you know, this is a water park. We need to obviously, oh no, we're going back to the wave pool. Never mind, I thought it was done. No, we're building a wall. Basically, I wanted to build a wall around the wave pool area because I wanted to basically sort of isolate this area as a bit you have to walk into so it looks really cool, you know. And I feel like the nice walls are always good to put around the park. They're a great way of basically ignoring the other problems that you have in the park. Just put a wall around it, problem solved. There you are, looks themed. There you go, theme done. Because you have to theme up. You have to theme up everything for people to use it. By the way, in this game, you can't have a generic pool. No one will use it. I mean, they technically did, which was weird. But yeah. Anyway, so that's done. Next thing we need to build though is, I think we need to build like a wade pool, like somewhere to just wade around, a shallow pool basically. You wade around and stuff, and now we're going to go back to the drawing tool and try and figure out how to make a pool using the drawing tool when we literally could just use the grid system, you know, the grid system that worked really well. But no, we're going to go back to using the drawing tool because I've not learnt my lesson, it seems. The drawing tool is superior. Yeah, this is absolutely terrible. No, and I've got to also remember that pools aren't that big in real life. They're just not. They're never that big. They're just not that big. You just don't need a pool this big. It's just ridiculous how massive this is. And I'm not going to leave it, though. There's no way I leave this. I'm surely going to get rid of it because I'm pretty sure I did. I mean, am I actually going to just leave? Look at the wave pool, right, guys? And then look at this pool. No way I'm actually detailing this up. No, I don't leave this, do I? See, it's been a day since I played, so there's a lot I've forgotten. I'm actually building this monstrosity of a pool. Stopped recording, which I'm glad I did, and then used my brain and went, no, let's build a normal size pool. This looks more like it, doesn't it? This is the sort of size pool that you would expect for a shallow pool. A nice, simple, little pool where you can just waddle around getting wet if you just want to get a little bit soaked. Basically, it's for kids, and it's very simple. Look at it. Nice and simple. Nothing too big and monstrosity about this at all, apart from the plaza section, which I'm also building a bit too big at the moment. I've had a lot to learn about water parks and how they operate, and yes, as open space is nice, we don't want to be walking for hours to get to our destination. But I do like what I've done with the wave pool, nicely keeping it close to the shallow pool as well. So you can go to all the different pools that you need to. And of course, yeah, it's time to build a little baby slide for, you know, the kids, you know. So people are going to want to use the little slide. So let's, oh God, no. We're not going to be boring here and generic. We're going to build our own slide. I mean, come on, Will. It's literally the easiest slide in the world you can ever build. Are you really going to go with the generic one? You are. You're just going to go with that. You're just going to go with that, are you? Is that what you're going to do, mate? Really? Is that what you're going to do? I feel like I'm talking to myself right now. No, good. You're going to use your brain and build your own slide. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, just get a body slide. Just build that. Yeah, that's it. There you go. Place it down. And then we can just build this instead. I think that's what we want to do here, yeah? Yeah, good. Yeah, so obviously we did go for generic, not generic in the end, and actually built our own damn slide. Because it's not exactly difficult to make a kid's slide. Having said that, it's a bit big. It seems a bit big for a kid's slide. I don't know. I think that's fine. Alright, guys, so I think it was now... So if you look at what I'm doing now, I'm actually going to repeat the water process thing that I did before. So do you remember when I was doing the front and I was making sure that I had like a watery tropical paradise? Well, we're doing the same here again, only a bit further into the park. So obviously we have we're going to start making more. Because honestly, I really like the way the entrance looked. And I thought maybe we should have the water around the park. Because then it looks even cooler, right? Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. So, you know, I'm sorting out the scenery again with the scenery, making sure it's nice and nicely done. And then it's time to add the rocks. No, I guess not. We're not doing that yet. But I feel like if this is going to work well, we're going to need to make it unbelievably epic. And we don't want, like... Yeah, there we go. That's the sort of level we're going for. I'm actually looking at scenery pieces maybe we could use here. I'm just, like, as again, teething process is happening here. I'm trying not to teeth if I can. Oh, wait, here we go. We're placing some rocks down now. This should help a lot, to be honest. Looks okay, I'd say. But yeah, like, I was going on a rant before about the game, and, you know, that's what tends to happen quite a bit. After a while, there's not a lot you can say other than, oh, look, I'm building this and I'm doing that it's now time to talk about the state of the game. I've looked at even more reviews while I was just taking a little break from editing, and yeah, it's really mixed. It's very mixed at the moment. I'm a bit concerned that this game might not perform as well, and they just abandon it. I hope that's not the case. You know, I really do, because there's no one more than me that wants Planet Coaster to succeed. I fucking love theme parks. I fucking love playing one. And now that I'm finally doing it on YouTube, I really, really want it to succeed. So I'm really hoping that this is, you know, just because there's a lack of content and stuff. But you could argue there's more. It's why you've got pools, you know. That's been introduced to the game. There were no pools. I know, oh, you could have put it out as a DLC, but honestly, the engine in 1 was the real problem. That's why they had to make a 2, because the engine in 1 really was bad. It was terrible. We can all agree right there that it was terrible. And it was very laggy after a while, and you just could not do anything. I've noticed now 1,100 people in this park, still not lagging, and that's good. With a lot of water added, because obviously with pools and stuff, water's going to be a thing as well. So yeah. But anyway, back to the game, and as you can see right now, guys, is I'm just putting rocks all the way around this lake again, sort of similar to how I did at the entrance. But then I realised that looks too manufactured. You know, you want it to feel natural, also be in a tropical paradise, making sure everything is working well. So, got rid of the path, got rid of everything, started again, and then started thinking, should I just add another pool in? Nope. Instead, it was time to build a new pool. And this one was going to be for the slides. So, we made a little circular pool, and then we made sure we made it in diving mode, because, well, eventually we switch it to diving, and when we go full diving mode here. And yeah, there we go. Diving mode enabled. Nope, obstructed. Not working now. Oh yeah, we also had that problem as well. The obstruction becoming a real issue. There we go. You figured it out. But then I realized, wait, hang on a minute. This is an infinity pool, is it? We've got the weird border, and I kind of like the way this works better. So yeah. Anyway, we were thinking about adding more. And I actually went for a copy and paste here. You know, copy and paste works really well always. And started putting them in the pool. And I noticed once I started doing that, you could see the bottom of it. And it was starting to look really good again. And I was like, ah, now you see. That's what we want to see. Different. Look at the rocks. Look how nice this looks. And then finally, the scenery brush worked well for the pool, for one. So he had the little tropical... How good is the scenery brush? What a time saver the scenery brush is. It's so good, man. It's so good. It's so needed. It was so needed. So now, it's now time, guys. It is now time to do the slides. You know what? We've been putting the slides off. Kind of the most important part of the park, to be honest. The slides, in a way, it is a pool, you know, a water park. It's got to have slides. If it doesn't have slides, what are we doing? You know, what are we doing? I mean, you may as well not bother making a water park. So yeah, time to make some slides. So to start off with, we're going to start off with a nice, you know, flume slide. And I basically wanted this to go round the rocky areas, you know, like go through the water areas. So basically we're going to go up first with a little conveyor belt. Yep, you can do that with water slides, believe it or not. And then we circled round and then headed back in the direction of the rocky pool. So I went out a little bit so that you could get a nice, you know, little view. I say view. You're not going to get a view because you're in a tunnel. And then it was time to move down into the wave pool area. But then, does this look good? I'm not so sure if this looks good or not. Does this look good to you? It feels like the wave pool just... atmosphere's gone with the random tube. Is this right? This feels No, this feels stupid, and yeah, you were right there. This does look a bit dumb. I deleted it and went straight down into the water instead, which was a lot better, because before, oh my god, yeah, it was not very good at all. But yeah, that's much better. Through the nice water. I could have gone underwater, by the way, with that as well. You can go underwater with slides because of the way that see-through one that I built there was actually meant to go underwater, but I didn't do it for this one. I just did a nice circle round, and then... Now, I did use see-through at first, but then I deleted it and got rid of it because I feel like at the end of the slide, you want to block what's happening. You do. You do. You want to block what's happening. It's cool. In these tube ones, you want to actually go right out at the end so that, you know, there's a big surprise. I've always found water slides when you come right out at the end is great. So more useful. There you are. You see it going round, down, round, and then into the pool. There you go. Working well. That's what you want. And then it's time for number 2. And we're going to go for a body flume. And this is going to be a very simple one. I decided, you know these body flumes? I find that the best water slides for body flumes are honestly just circle, circle, circle all the way down. It really is a lot of fun when it does that. It just circles all the way down. It's simple but effective. You know, it's a nice simple ride. You just go down, down, down like that. Look at that. And then you go up a bit, and you go down a bit, and you turn it round, and round again, and it's actually quite a fun little ride, this. Make sure you're not in the rocks. In you go, down, 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 and then boom. Because of all the gravity at the start, you should make it. We will obviously test if you actually make it. Here we go. Does the guy make it? Here we go. We're still waiting on him. Yes, he does. Right. Lovely, lovely stuff. Good to see that the flume is working as well. The body flume, should I say, is working as well. And now it's time to do the queue line. So yeah, I'm actually going to put a queue line in for this because there's 2 water slides to access. Yet you can have multiple slides on one platform, which is lovely. So obviously, as I said before, when walking around a pool, you don't want to be going too far. So as it is a water park queue line, I am going to make it as small as possible, but enough space that, you know, people can at least queue for if it gets a bit busy, you know. Always good to do that. But before we work on the queue line, let's at least set up the pool atmosphere a bit by adding our plaza in. And at first I did do it like that, but then I decided to change it because I feel like if the queue line is like this, it looks really weird. Yeah, and I did change it. I changed a lot of things, to be honest, about this as I kept thinking. That's why I kind of wanted to just voice over it, because I was always changing my mind. And I honestly think that you're going to really enjoy this episode because a lot gets done, progress is made, and I feel like you might enjoy this. I don't know if you like voiceovers, but I do think it's nicer. Now, that's a much nicer queue. Yeah, little circle around, and we probably... Yeah, I guess we could put it in like that. That doesn't look too stupid, does it? No, I guess not. Then we also said about large areas. I tried to make the pool as, you know, big, but not as large as possible. Oh, hard to do. Yeah, I got rid of that. Decided that was not good. Yeah, there you go. That's the way you want to go with it. Because I feel like this is going to be a great place to set up our fences. We're going to put fence here now so that you can't access beyond this point. You know, you want the slides to be safe. So you don't want to be having anyone accessing and jumping on the slides, do you? No, not really. So you sort of just put the fencing in completely as well, like round the pool as well. Basically fence off the entire area so that it can't happen. Obviously not there because you just crashed. You'll just get decapitated. I can't say it. I'm not going to say it. I can't say it. I can't say the word. I know it sounds like... No, I can't. I can't say it. I'm sorry. Then I thought, you know, put the power behind it. What a great idea. Put it hidden. No one can see that. Yeah, well, you can see the queue line showing. Oh, I went one step further. Now, one thing you got to understand about me when it comes to theme park games, I take them very seriously. Scenery, very, very seriously. And I'm going to place down a nice fence over so you cannot jump in. I thought of everything. Don't you worry, ladies and gentlemen. I thought of absolutely everything. You're going to be fine in my hands at a theme park because I made sure that those blasted kids couldn't climb onto the slides or get to the generators because I made sure that there was a nice, beautiful wooden gate that they couldn't get through. Wooden wall, should I say. And it looked out perfect. But, you know what? I thought, I don't want a wooden both sides. I went for a nice cobblestone on the other side. And actually, the different queue looks cool. It looks different, like, to other queues. Because, obviously, you can access this area. It's just a mountain. I don't really care about that. It's not my fault. So, you can just have a nice cobble wall on this side. And it kind of looks cool having different walls on each side. Never done this before in Planet Coaster, but it does look really cool. Look at that. It's pretty sick, isn't it? Back to this rocky section that I gave up on before, because we're back here now. Of course we are. And we're going to fix it with the simplest fix you could ever think of, guys. But yeah, we're going to fix it very simply with fencing. I mean, fencing is just perfect for this scenario. I find that if you can't figure something out, right, go for the simplest option possible, which is fencing. You can't go wrong with fencing. It's super duper changes things. And look at this, by the way. I've added ladders and rocks as well. It's really cool. And then I thought in the waiting area we'd add this big monstrosity of a structure. I'm not too sure if I'm going to leave it in or not. We're just going through the various things. Put a pirate ship there. War Viking ship. Why not? Looks pretty cool. We're just going to leave it. I'm basically just like twiddling around with things. What can I put in this park to make it look better? And, you know, as fast as possible. I could build some more cool stuff, but I'd rather save that for a future episode. And I feel like that's what we're going to do. So now, guys, you're just going to see me actually finishing up the park here now. We need to add lifeguards and stuff. We've got to assign staff. Make sure all the pools are, you know, nice and safe, nice and, you know, controlled. And, yeah, as you can see, we've started the game now. And look at people coming in. And more importantly, watch the number on the left go flying up. Because in a second, it's going to rise. You're going to see lots of things. Now, I'm actually looking around right now. And I'm noticing there's a lot of people. And I mean a lot of people. There's a lot of people wanting to come to this theme park, this water park, sorry. I think I've done too good of a job. Anyway, we're going to just keep adding things in now for the guests. The guests' needs are the most important thing. Now that the rides are set up and new, we're not quite done yet. We still need to do a few more things before we can really wrap this episode up. And honestly, right now, it's looking a little like we need to raise the prices, so we're going to go up to 30. And then we're going to head over here. And we're going to add more lifeguards in the diving pool area where all the slides are. That's kind of important as well. But also, we're going to need some shops, aren't we? We're going to need a few more shops to add down to really start. So we got the slush machine in there, looking cool. I don't know who built that, but it's really cool. Slush hour. You know, it's a hot day. It's winter, actually, but yeah. Then I'm trying to make my entrance even better, obviously. And I was thinking, does this look right? And then I got rid of it because I thought it looked a bit stupid. But then I found this, and I'm not going to lie, I copied this. I made sure I had this in the game. And then I saw that wall, and I was like, oh my god, how nice is the wood with the stone together? That looks incredible. And I'm basically finally got a name, which was called Valhalla Waters, and that's how we got it, you know, just from looking at that sign. Then we added a few more little huts and stuff around. Guests were getting stuck for some reason because I put paths there. Removed the monstrosity structure. Everyone's going in the wading pool. One thing that was annoying me though was no one was using my slides. I was getting a bit worried. Then I thought, you know, genius idea, they're going to have to walk too far. Remember what I said. But before we do that, we're going to go and set up a bar. Because you know what? Everyone loves to drink, even though they've come by car. Or a bus. I don't know. I don't know how you arrive at a theme park these days. Some people walk, if they're close enough. So yeah, we're just setting up the bar right now. What I tried to do first was I tried to block things. People from getting to the other side, so it looked a bit more realistic. But then I thought, hang on a minute, people are just going to walk through that. Yeah, and they did. They just did walk right through that. So basically, it's about finding the right place to put this thing. And then I thought, you know what? I had a light bulb moment. You know what? Why don't we just use... I would just use some nice scenery and use the scale tool instead. So I went through all the different scenery pieces until I found something I liked, and then I just basically locked him in his little place. So no one could come around the other side and annoy him, because it's kind of important if you're working in any place that the public can't access. And then there was like an imaginary door there, I guess, that was helping quite a bit.
Back to the slides now, and you've probably noticed I'm putting a ride attendant down because something's going wrong. Everyone's using only the body flume slide, but no one's using that slide. I was getting a bit worried. Why are they only using that slide but not the other slide? I still don't know. I still don't know how to fix that. So I always do. Forget about it, and placed a lot of benches down and made a little picnic area for people to have a nice drink while they were visiting the water park. And we use the picnic parasols. Kind of look cool, don't they? Because they're Viking themed. You probably noticed by now that I'm going for a very Viking themed area. Why the hell would I not? Like, this is a new game. It's got a Viking theme in it. Why would I not use the Viking theme? Also having water problems. That's why I'm adding water filters all over the damn park now. Making sure, you know, we don't have any dirtiness. Because we don't want dirtiness in our pools, do we? Of course we don't. Yeah, adding the different waters. I'm keeping them nice and separate as well, and behind cover if possible. Obviously, in a video game, you do get a bit backtracked with everything. I do like that people are using my body flume, though. It's quite nice. Bins, of course, you know, you've got to stop things going bad by putting bins down everywhere. No one is using the generic slide, though. And I mean, maybe that's why, because the mats weren't... Now it's connected. Do people start coming down now? But we've got bigger things to worry about, as we have people jumping in these rock areas. I have to make sure that there's no paths around, because if they do, they will get trapped and jump in all the time. So, yeah, very important. More lifeguards. Not got enough, I guess. And then it was time to add some more Viking-themed areas. A little staff building in the corner over here. I guess. There's nothing in there. Never mind. We're not using that. Yeah, it seems to me that there's no staff building. You have to place it yourself. So you just... I put a little Viking hut down and then put the staff building in there. Staff buildings are where people go on break, you know. So if they need a break place, especially in a big theme park, you're going to need a break at some point. So yeah. I will probably do some more things with staff buildings in later episodes where they actually can go away from people. There's also staff paths I also discover after the video. But yeah, time to build a nice little windmill section here, because what we're going to add here is some more drinks and food area. As you can see, I'm just really trying to make it work for the public. I don't want to have people just running around getting money. Have you noticed I'm still getting quite a bit? 84,000 and counting. 85,000 now. It's going up quick. We are in times 500 right now. That could be why. But I'm not losing money, and that's good. That's what matters. We're not losing money. And there's some little sunbed around the area, so people can, you know, have a nice chill out in the sun if they want to. Right, it's time to copy that fence, because I like this fence. It's so good. It's so good. I'm so glad. Sometimes actually using the custom pieces actually gets you to think and do other things, because then you can go, all right, I can use that now and copy and paste it. Sometimes it's not, there's something, sometimes it's okay to copy, okay? But obviously you don't want to copy to the extent that it's ridiculous. You just want to take a bit of that idea and make it your own. I always find that's how I do things now. Like, there's so many things I built in this game where I've copied from other people, but then I've made my own thing, not made it exactly the same. And that's really useful to know. Alright, back to the slides. I'm still figuring out why no one is using this. Start putting rubber things down. Oh, someone used it! And I was like, hang on a minute, was that just a coincidence? I need to put another ring. Should I put another ring down? No, we gotta focus on detail. And of course, I'm spamming the wall everywhere now. Yeah, the wall is getting spammed everywhere. Look at this. It's getting absolutely spammed everywhere. It's crazy how much I've started to use that wall. Because, you know what? We have to seal off the water park so people can't sneak in for free. I know in this game they won't do that because they have to have a path to enter. They don't know how to walk on grass in this game. They've literally no idea. So if I ever want to see people walk on grass, I'm going to have to get creative, aren't I? I guess. Maybe. Because those are people cut through on theme parks to go, you know, walk on grass and stuff. So it's easier. Maybe we could, like, add some grass paths in. Maybe that's the way to do it. Anyway, time to make the right. I actually went for the boxes this time. For some reason, the boxes work inside structures like this, where you want to just, you know, have a single thing with a back bit, no like actual extras, like not like my restaurant. In the restaurant, it's better to use the just the tills on their own, but in here, because you have a nice little thing that you can open, it actually looks cool when it's closed. So it's kind of nice to just have them in for this one. There you go. Look at that. Look how better that looks. Yeah, it does look good. But look at my money, by the way. We've not been paying attention for a while, but if you go and look in the money corner, and 162,000 and counting. Yeah, I'm putting the price up. Up to 40 we go, and 20 now for the pool pass. What is going on? There's so many people stuck on that bridge. Anyway, we're having power issues again. Yeah, this is going to be a constant theme in Planet Coaster 2. The power is just going to become very unnecessary and very annoying. Kind of like City Skylines 2. Also, guys, I was about to tell you, I noticed Cities 2 had an update, and I was thinking of maybe starting a new city soon. Now that I'm into the building games again, but I thought we'd play Planet Coaster 2 for at least a couple of weeks before I started that. But would you be interested in City Skylines 2? Let me know in the comments below. Also, I know people are like wondering, right, it's been 9 days since Frog. Yeah, Frog is coming out soon. Don't worry, I've not forgotten about it. We've had a little issue recently with videos, and it's just been I've not had time. But for the first time ever, I've had a bit of time, and I have been playing Planet Coaster for 9 hours. Probably why there's not been much action recently since the game released on Wednesday. Also, Mordor is carrying on, and I'm expecting to release Isengard soon as well. There are so much. I'm going to be a busy person now in terms of YouTube for a bit. We're gonna have a lot of bit of time with not having much on at the moment. But yeah, as you see, power problems across the board again. This always seems to be the case in City Skylines, and now we're seeing it again in Planet Coaster 2. I do like the idea that they thought to put power in, and of course, you know what? Let's just put it behind everything, so it's not in, you know, so people are safe. Yeah, water generators next to water. What could possibly go wrong there? Yeah, you know. I did put a little path in, but once I discover staff-only path, I'm going to be, like, amazed. I discovered it off camera, unfortunately, and we will be using that a lot in the theme park next episode. So, yeah, what I'm going to do is, guys, is I'm definitely going to record Frog and all of my campaigns first before I touch this game again, so that then when we do touch this game, I don't have to worry about it for a while, and then I can just keep going as needs to be, because I do want to get the theme park stuff on for episode 2. Stay tuned for episode 2 of Worlds of Wonder.